Did you know that right now, 73% of people feel more like their true selves behind a screen than face-to-face? It sounds crazy, but your digital self, the one made of pixels and profiles, might actually feel more real than the person in your body, and scientists can prove it. Your brain releases the same happy chemical, dopamine, from a simple like as it does from a genuine compliment. The exact same reward centers light up. This means every time you scroll, you're not escaping reality, you're building a new one. But here's the twist nobody's talking about. You're not just one digital self. You're fractured across LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, each one demanding a different version of you. It's splitting your identity apart. So, which version are you feeding right now? And which one will be remembered? Think about it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Right now, as you watch this, you're not really you. At least, not the version of you that exists in the real world. You're your digital self. And here's the terrifying part. Science says that version might be more real than the person sitting in your chair. A recent Stanford study found that a staggering 73% of people feel more authentic online than they do in person. Think about that. The you that exists on screens, the you made of pixels and profiles, feels more genuine than your flesh and blood self. So which one is actually real? Every morning, before you even brush your teeth, you check your phone. You scroll through feeds, respond to messages, update your status. You're not just consuming content, you are performing identity. Psychologists call this the ideal self versus the actual self. In the physical world, you're constrained by biology, by social anxiety, by the simple awkwardness of face-to-face interaction. But online, you are curated, filtered, optimized. You choose the perfect photo, craft the wittiest caption, and present the most interesting version of your life. And slowly, without even realizing it, that digital avatar becomes who you really are. Dr. Sherry Turkle from MIT calls social media the laboratory of identity. It isn't just a platform. It is an experiment where we test different versions of ourselves to see which one gets the most validation. And the results are changing us at a fundamental level. But here's where it gets really disturbing. Your brain can't tell the difference. Neuroscientists at UCLA used functional MRI scans to study what happens in your brain when you get likes on Instagram versus when someone compliments you in person. The results were identical. The same dopamine release, the same neural pathways lighting up, the same feeling of social reward. Your brain processes digital interaction as real interaction. When someone comments on your post, your amygdala responds exactly as it would to a face-to-face conversation. When you get ignored online, the same pain centers activate as they would from physical rejection. The digital you isn't just playing pretend. It's literally rewiring your neurochemistry. Every notification is a hit of dopamine. Every like is social validation processed as genuine connection. Your virtual self isn't separate from your real self. It's becoming your primary self. And the scariest part, you're spending more time being that version than any other. Now, if you're finding this fascinating, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, because what I'm about to tell you next will completely flip your understanding of authenticity. Here's the paradox nobody talks about. We assume people lie more online, right? We think the digital world is fake, full of deception and carefully constructed illusions. But research from the University of Wisconsin reveals something shocking. People are actually more honest online than offline, not less, more. When psychologists studied anonymous forums, dating profiles, and social media confessions, they found something remarkable. The mask of the screen doesn't hide the truth. It reveals it. Think about it. In person, you're constrained by immediate judgment. You edit yourself in real time, watching faces for reactions, adjusting your words to avoid disapproval. But online, with that buffer of distance, you say things you'd never say. You share fears, desires, and opinions you keep locked away in the physical world. The digital you might actually be the most honest version of you that exists, because it's the version that feels safe enough to tell the truth. But there is a darker side to this digital authenticity, and it's tearing your identity apart. You're not just one digital self, you're multiple selves. The LinkedIn you is professional, ambitious, corporate. The Instagram you is aesthetic, curated, aspirational. The Twitter you is opinionated, quick-witted, possibly argumentative. The Discord you is casual, memeing, and part of niche communities. The Reddit you is anonymous, raw, and unfiltered. Each platform demands a different performance, a different version of who you are. Psychologists are now identifying what they call digital identity fragmentation. Your sense of self is splitting across multiple personas, each one real, each one you, but none of them complete. It's like living with multiple personalities, except society tells you this is normal. This is just how identity works now. But our brains didn't evolve for this. We evolved for single, consistent identities within stable communities. Now we're performing dozens of different selves across different platforms, and the cognitive load is enormous. Studies link this fragmentation to increased anxiety, depression, and something researchers call identity confusion. You start to forget which version is the original, which you is the baseline, and it's about to get so much worse. Or so much better, depending on how you look at it. The metaverse isn't coming. It's here. Virtual reality, augmented reality, AI-generated versions of ourselves. Technology is erasing the line between physical and digital existence. Companies like Meta are building persistent virtual worlds where your avatar isn't just a profile picture. It's a three-dimensional AI-enhanced version of you that can exist independently. Imagine this, an AI trained on all your digital data, your messages, your posts, your photos, your voice. It creates a digital consciousness that thinks like you, talks like you, and makes decisions like you. When you die, that digital self keeps existing, keeps posting, keeps interacting, keeps being you. Researchers at MIT are already working on this. They call it digital immortality. Your physical body dies, but your digital consciousness lives forever in the cloud. So here's the question that should terrify you. 100 years from now, when both versions of you exist, which one will people remember? The biological you that existed for maybe 80 years, or the digital you that could exist forever? This brings us to the most important question of all. If your digital self is scientifically proven to be as real as your physical self, if your brain can't tell the difference, if you're more honest online than offline, and if your virtual identity is permanent while your physical one is temporary, then what does real even mean anymore? Maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Maybe it's not about which self is more real. Maybe it's about which self you choose to feed. Because here's the truth. Every time you post, you're voting. Every like you chase, every comment you craft, every persona you perform, you are deciding which version of you gets stronger. You're choosing which identity dominates. And most people don't even realize they're choosing. They think they're just scrolling, just posting, just existing online. But you're not just existing, you're creating. You're building the version of yourself that will outlive your physical form. So let me ask you this. When you look at your digital footprint, the trail of data and posts and images you've left across the internet, do you recognize that person? Is that who you want to be? Because that's who you're becoming. That's who the world sees. That's who your brain is learning to be. Your virtual self isn't separate from your real self anymore. They are merging, and the version that wins is the version you feed attention to. The science is clear. Your digital identity is real. It shapes your brain chemistry, your behavior, and your sense of self. It might be more authentic than the person you pretend to be in physical spaces. And it will definitely outlast your biological body. So the only question left is this. Which you want to be real? Drop a comment below and tell me. Do you feel more like yourself online or offline? And if you found this mind-bending, share it with someone who needs to question their reality. Because this isn't just about psychology anymore. This is about the future of human consciousness itself. And you're living it right now.